Hare Krishna. His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada was in Juhu on September 29th, 1977, and he raised the question of whether he should remain there to see the opening of the Juhu temple or go to Vrindavan. And the conclusion was that he should go to Vrindavan and await the decision of Krishna, whether he will live long enough and be strong enough to return to see the Juhu temple open. So on October 1st, we went by train, and when Srila Prabhupada came to his room at the Krishna Balaram temple, he recited a verse from Mukundamala Stotra, Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Pancharantam. The verse reads, My dear Lord Krishna, I pray that the swan of my mind may immediately sink down to the stem of your lotus feet and be locked up in their network. Otherwise, at the time of my final breath, when my throat is choked up with cough, how will it be possible to think of you? So, from quoting that verse, Srila Prabhupada indicated that he was thinking of leaving his body. And of course, all the devotees around him did their best to encourage him to want to stay and also to take care of him medically so that he would stay. Srila Prabhupada had a dream that a Ramanuja Kaviraj was treating him with Makara Dvaja. And so the devotees began to search for a Ramanuja Kaviraj, and they found a very good one who was a devotee in Calcutta, and he came to Vrindavan to serve Srila Prabhupada. And when Srila Prabhupada mentioned to him about the Makara Dvaja, he replied that that type of strong medicine, any medicine with mercury or arsenic, for Prabhupada in his condition, it would act as poison. And so there was some talk about poison, but not that any of Prabhupada's disciples had deliberately poisoned him. By listening to the conversations during that period and by reading Tamal Krishna Goswami's diary, TKG's diary, you can get a sense of how much love those devotees who were serving Srila Prabhupada had for him, and how much they were endeavoring to keep him alive. And especially in Tamal Krishna Goswami's diary, because he covers the period after Prabhupada left, how devastated he was that Prabhupada had left. Not only him, but all the devotees. So there's no question in my mind that any of Prabhupada's caregivers deliberately poisoned him. Not at all. And to suggest that they did is highly offensive. We are suffering in Srila Prabhupada's separation. But when we commit offenses like that to his dear disciples who are serving him heart and soul, we compound our suffering. And so it's my earnest desire that such offensive talk stop. There was a couple of Prabhupada disciples, husband and wife, who had heard some of the talk about Prabhupada being poisoned. And they had a close relationship with Yamuna Devi. They had a lot of faith in our god sister Yamuna Devi. And they asked her what she thought. And she said no, Prabhupada was not poisoned. And they asked her how she knew. And she said, I know Tamal Krishna Goswami. He loved Prabhupada. He would never do such a thing. And the others also, Bhakti True, Swarup Damodar, Bhavananda. So to me, it's not just absurd to suggest that these devotees poison Prabhupada, but it's offensive. And it pollutes the whole atmosphere. And the nature of offense is such that it is not only an offense to utter blasphemy, but it's also an offense to hear it. So I really hope and pray that this talk stops. And if it doesn't stop, I earnestly hope and pray that no one will listen to it, because it's very harmful to their spiritual lives, and it pollutes the whole atmosphere. So let us remember Srila Prabhupada and his servants in all their glory, and serve them to the best of our ability. Hare Krishna.